Hello and welcome to Kicking It with Sensei. Today's episode 10, and we're joined with Shifu YanXin, who is a 34th generation Shaolin warrior monk. So I hope you enjoy this one, and here we go. So,
Yeah,
Shifu, if you'd just like to give a bit of background on your martial arts beginnings and where you first started.
yeah, sure. And so basically, we are training is called the Shaolin Kungfu.
Yeah,
It's one of the oldest Chinese Kung Fu, traditional Kung Fu. The Shaolin Kung Fu is basically combine the Buddhism philosophy and the Chinese martial art together. That's why they are very unique. This martial art is great. That's for sure. And when I'm starting this art is basically around 10 or 11 years old.
yeah,
And that's from my friends who has been a Shaolin temple a long time. And because in our village, so where I live in is in village,
yeah,
we always have the story about him. It's like a legacy, he can fight, he can fly, this kind of things.
yeah,
And then we keep hearing his story. And that's what then, because I'm a very naughty boy, and I usually have friends together. It's just like have fighting games, playing around. And I always want to go to Shaolin to learn this martial arts. And then one day it just happened. So he's coming to my house and we have some nice chats. And even young,
yeah,
and my daddy basically introduced me. Then there is my journey start. He
yeah,
brought me to the Shaolin Temple
yeah,
to start my art. So it's been a while, more over than 30 years now almost.
a long
And I
time.
think it's non-stop. But of course, during this journey, training, teaching, this is all my life. That's it. That's what I do.
Yeah,
This is my thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were quite active and naughty when you were young and first joined the temple, were you very
Mhm.
drawn to the monkey styles of kung fu?
Monkey style.
It was a very
No.
similar mindset.
Well, my style is probably like a monkey style, but no, not really.
Yeah,
In the traditional Chinese martial art, they usually know straight away to learn certain styles. They
yeah,
always they start from foundation.
yeah,
So even I'm a very naughty boy, but when I go to there, I become a good boy. So because there's the masters is no joke. It's
yeah,
you have to be seriously. They use the image environment to give you. It's kind of like holding you, right?
yeah,
It becomes more energy for training instead of people noting playing to fighting.
yeah,
So when you're in there, you just automatically okay. Training, okay, training is no fun. It is fun, but it's no like in the whole completely different.
yeah,
But I'm enjoying that because I'm more naughty. So when I'm quite, shall we say, more talent
yeah,
and go into the martial arts. Probably for some people, they're learning take a bit more time because maybe body not that agile or maybe not get that big talent as me, so I
yeah,
quite lucky to learn things more fast.
yeah,
So I'm quite proud of myself. I say. Yes, uh, that's how I can remember. I was
yeah,
like keep learning jump, 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 jump. That's like
yeah,
I need more because I just learn too fast.
yeah.
And
And
yeah, it's good, but at the same time, yeah,
yeah.
I'm quite proud of myself.
And what would a typical day in the temple be like?
God, remember, nothing to do. Basically, you're training, eating, sleep. Um, because in that time when you're young,
Yeah,
I'm very lucky because I have that options. I can choose. Uh, because when you're getting big, like I'm teaching in Western now, I know how many distracts we have in daily life. You know, you have work, relationship, house, everything. So those disturb you. For me, in that time, daily life is training, eating, sleep. So I'm quite lucky. My mind is very focused. Nothing to worry. You won't worry anything. Basically, you just morning come up, training. Usually we start at 5 o'clock in the winter time. But every season different. They will change slightly different. Either 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, something like that. Everybody wake up, running, starting training, stretching. That's the morning session. After the morning, we have food, brekkie. Then we go to street training at least 3 hours again. And then basically we have lunch. But in Chinese culture, we usually have a nap. That is special during the day. I can remember that. And after food and nap, then you're training afternoon session. After the session is a relaxed time. So after dinner, everybody, you can chill out. But when we chill out, basically it's training. It's just like a few friends together, some of you more close. Then we go, hey, how is it going today? Maybe this movement, I couldn't get it. It's just like, for example, battle flips. You know, it's just like, can you help me? Let's go do some work. It's day after day. All thing you can think about is training. How make that movement, how get that power is right. And how need someone helps you. And it's really enjoying it. It is have some tough times. Sometimes you got injury, some got a pain, and sometimes you miss home. This kind of things, of course, they have this kind of small thing during. But overall, I didn't feel that bad, but I quite enjoyed the training, really.
I know.
That's from what I can remember.
I know in China, Kung Fu and Qigong are the one thing, where they're more separated in the Western world. Do you think Qigong? Do you think Qigong is very important to train alongside Kung Fu?
It is. Here is slightly different for what we know before. In China, your training is like any martial art already involved the Qigong, because any movement you do need to use the Qi or internal force to support your movement. But there's two different things. And when you talk about the Qigong in Western, actually their main is more for health, more for no involved about combat. Kung Fu is more involved combat and automatically use the Qigong. But other times it's more for well-being. Qigong more for how to heal yourself, how make the Qi strong internally without combat. Use different techniques. So in here, yes, we do training separate. But in China, let me think. I think they do different as well. But because when we're young, when we start very young, we didn't even think about that. We didn't separate as a subject. But I believe when we more age we training, we more into different sections. So when we're training, is more focused on the martial arts, you know, and because the Shaolin martial arts is slightly different, so we do involve lots of philosophies and the Buddha and this kind of behind our martial arts. And for Qigong, we're still training, but not as much. When I moved west, and then when I reach about after 30, 35, then you realize, okay, and your mindset is a little bit different, more into that. Because this martial arts should be including everything, should be including physically and mentally, and because the punching, kicking, and also the Qigong part, meditation, the adjusting the breath should be once. So now in the West, I've been many years, so I really realize now, because the two parts become one now. So in China, usually they separate them.
You left the temple and went on then to do the Wheel of Life show, to turn around. What was that like? And was it much different to life before?
So when we in the show, on the Wheel of Life show, and if you didn't see, you should check that. I think you should see that. It's a lovely show. It's a very good show.
Yeah.
When we start the show, we're still in temple.
Yeah.
That is the temple and some other in UK company, they together. It's basically working together and make the show happen. In the time, that was, I think it's back to 1999, and we started this show until 2000. Basically, I'm stayed there for 2 years, and then I take a break. Then I left the temple, and then I went to the UK, stay from there till onward. I really enjoyed the show, and the show is making me where I'm here now. That's the show is a big turning point for me to open my eyes to see the world and to realize the Kung Fu not only training, and you can spread the art for more people. And the most important things in that point, I was meet up my wife. From there, that's the point. Okay, I'm decided. Yes, I'm going home. Find this girl. We will be good together, living together. Yeah. I think that's the bigger point. Because the show was we organized with Temple all together. Before I left, I was talking to my master, talking to the head master about, I think is for me, every journey is time limited, not time limited. Every journey have a purpose, and every stage of the life is different. For me, I think that stage of life is top, because I believe I will become monk. I believe I will continue in the temple. So I think my heart was moving other different way of life. And I talked to them, I shared with the master, and that's why I'm left. And from there, I moved to in the West, until now. That's where Kung Fu life coming from. Kung Fu is me, life is my wife, basically. That's why we make them together to become a Kung Fu life.
A happy wife is a happy life.
Kung Fu life. Yeah, that's where we're running now. Because that's why we want to use these opportunities to use my techniques, background from what I'm learning from the Shaolin Temple, and bring them to daily life. That's why also we make happen this Kung Fu in daily life. That's what we are both, me and my wife, focus on to develop this, and hope this can more people interested to learn and get more benefit. Yeah.
Do you think it's important to spread the Chinese culture and Shaolin culture throughout the world?
I think it is very important, but for me, it's no, because I want to spread the culture, I do this. It's just because I really love it. And I really love to see, to helping people when people get a benefit, get something they never achieved. They feel the satisfaction, they feel the feedback, like, Shifu, wow, I never did that. It's like, I feel the daily life really strong. I feel the world is more positive, and they can feel the image. I think that response makes me to satisfaction, and it makes me enjoy this teaching. I think it's probably every single time I'm teaching, I just really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Not every single time. Okay, sometimes I'm lost interesting, because it's like most of the teaching is both sides. If you have very hungry people, hungry, I mean, they really want to learn, they really want to change it, and then it's like two become spark.
Yeah.
And then we really learn very fast. And sometimes, like when I say we not enjoy, is that when I teaching the teenager once in the school. That is like I'm not really enjoy that. It's really like a different of respect, expect. So that's why I said, okay, most of the time enjoy, 99%. That's why I'm teaching. It's not because the big purpose like spread the Chinese culture. It's really, I enjoy to do that. And I feel good. I see people change. I see people getting better.
Yeah.
I think that's me.
I think it's important to spread the culture now, and I think the culture of food now, Lila is doing a very good job spreading that as well. There's some great cookery on there, but
yes, because all that I learned is Chinese culture. Yeah, all the benefit I learned from Shaolin Temple, from the Chinese philosophies, Kung Fu, Lao Tzu, or Taoist, is all mixed together. That's the Chinese culture. That's all that my body. Like when I'm teaching this art, it's not only Kung Fu or only Shaolin Kung Fu or only Buddha. It's actually all the philosophy. What we learned is three all mixed together. That's what we learned. Most time, like think about that when I'm on the class, I teaching about the Chinese medicine as well. It's lots of different aspects for our martial arts. So I believe that's all I do, of course, behind the Chinese culture that help me. And then I teach more people. Yeah, I really love it.
Yeah. Do you think the teaching?
Sorry. The more I teaching, I more really appreciate how the culture it is to help me growing. Like when you're young, you didn't realize what is that? But now, we're getting there. Yeah, sorry, you carry on.
Yeah, do you think the teaching methods and learning is different in the West than it was back in China?
Yeah, oh yes, it's big different. It's huge different because the culture is different and every country's culture is different. In China, when we learning Kung Fu, teach Kung Fu, use this for example. Masters will let you to do something. They won't exactly explain to you what it is. It's basically you have to experience this journey. They just give you a get. Okay, you practice one or you do that and teach you a few more times. That's it. You go on. You have to training hard by yourself to figure out in the end of the day why we do this.
Yeah.
But in Western, the way we're trying, actually you have to let the people know why first. And then they want to do it. Otherwise, it's just for them, it's just like a waste time. So every culture is different. I think it's quite good combining two cultures together. It's kind of like yin-yang balance.
Yeah.
Right? Like yang is basically like a Western culture. Why tell me? Why I'm doing this? Then I can focus where I'm going. Right? But in Chinese, that I won't tell you. You have to figure out by yourself. Right? Yeah. So Chinese culture will take longer, but will open your mind to have to figure out. And that art is more deep in your body.
Yeah.
But other hands, you can be easy lost, concentrate, lost the track, and same time, not everybody able to figure out why. Because you have to be more wise or open mind. Okay, and other side in Western is like if you is more positive, more young, talk, and then you have to explain to them. And if this is also good to clarify where we're going, what we should be, and there. But at the same time, to particularly, I don't know the word, is very details, and you lost the feelings how to figure out by yourself. You miss that journey. So it's like, oh, I'm wrong. Okay, I come back. Oh, I'm wrong. I come back. So because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so it's very hard for you to make a mistake and then keep going. So I think that little bit both sides have a good, have a bad point. So I wish I can bring them two together, not perfectly, but explain them why you do this movement. At the same time, I will give you time to make you by your own to do something. The same time you build up your body, experience the same time, you don't lose clarity. So that's why I'm trying learning this now, is how combat wise the Chinese culture teaching way together.
Yeah.
I think that's me.
Yeah. Do you think technology has changed the way that people look at martial arts and train?
For sure. That's a big different open mind for, especially in this century, in this generation. In long time before, we don't trust this technique, technology, and lots of masters, they won't showing up for the camera because one, they probably not used to it or shy, or when you look at the camera, when you do something, it's just not natural. It's not the same. You can't catch up most of them. You maybe only catch up like 20% or 30% of them.
Yeah.
Because the camera is something cold, it just stares on you. It's weird. And also, in olden days, it's very hard. Traveling, recording, this is very hard to get good information or content in the video. That's why in olden days it's very hard. But now we are lucky enough, in this generation, we have internet, camera, like a Zoom, all this platform allowed us to use this technique to do the things what we before able to do face-to-face. I think that's a big, big change. But I think more people will still in the before, like 15 years ago or 10 years ago. So it's very hard to let them trust or believe that learning can be learning on the internet, on the screen, on the video. But actually it's now, like what we're teaching in Kung Fu Life now is most use time use the recording and the live training combination together to make people feel exactly not only the movement information, you can see different angles. Yeah. At the same time, we treat every camera as a person. Like I can treat now camera is you, is Emmett. I talking to Emmett. Is other of us. Yeah. You have to understand to master this one. Then I believe I can make this is more personal. More, I can still use my energy through the camera to transfer to you. That's, I think we're almost there. Not 100%, but almost there. So who or members almost they can receive my energy. They receive the details. Actually, even more detail than person. Why are we doing this? Because in the camera, I can show you different things, right? Different angles. You have time to see. Yeah. But in real life, with the master, most times you just do, and you don't have time to see or ask details. Sometimes it can be this one. Yeah. With master, good thing is really you feel the energy, and they can adjust you. That's what we're missing. We can just say, okay, body, stomach, flu, so they can exactly feel that. And that's two things we need more achieve. But I think now, energy, I almost achieved it. And the position, I will try as much as we can to adjust it. So the technology really make a difference. Now, we are all over the world, from Canada, USA, France, Germany, all over the world. Even Japan is training in our platform. Yeah, and then make things are possible. Like before, how many people can traveling to China? How many people can speak Chinese to there? And how many people can find good master in there? It's just very hard. But through this technology, we can reach the world. Even you stay in China, yes, but people, we can just use this one. Of course, it's not 100%, but it's really like personal training.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate this high technology from my aspect. But of course, for other aspect, it's not very good because it's disturb our life. And at the same time, it gives out too much information. Later us will be dizzy. Which one we're going to choose? And we'll be disturbed because high knowledge is too good. That you don't know which one you pick up. And some good one can be missing. So you have to be used very cleverly to dig out which really information is good for you. Otherwise, you're easy to misunderstand because too many. In like a Shaolin Kung Fu, it's thousands.
Yeah.
1,000. You can find everything, but it's just like what you're looking for. You don't miss it because too much option. That's why also it's good things. More options is bad, and sometimes no option is good. that's always different. Yeah. Yeah, that's I think. Yeah.
Well, since I started Kung Fu Life, I've only worked 2 forms, so I'm getting very good. And I've noticed, as you said with Zoom, it's like being in class. So I've noticed yourself, Shifu, correcting foot position and things, and it's like being in a class. It's very close to it. So, but I'm getting very good now at my Badu Jin, so it's good practice. But on that, finally, where can people find you online, and where can they get in contact?
Find me, well, we have 2 ways at the moment, basically. You can find me on YouTube through the Kungfu.life. There have the hundreds YouTube videos for me. You can train at home if you know what you're looking for. They have lots of different techniques to help you out. Even Qigong, meditation, stretching, forms, or lots of different things. Also, we have a website. It's on Kungfu.life as well. This platform, basically, we are facing more seriously members for become a warrior in Kung Fu or in life. We build up the guidance for everyone that follow the 1, 2, 3 steps. So this will help you more structure. It's basically a Kung Fu Life system that allows every people in the track tell you what exactly this time what you learn, and then you go to live training with your Kung Fu brothers and sisters, and you're going to learn by videos that's in your website. Because in YouTube and the website is a little bit different. YouTube is good for inspiration, and you're good for what you're exactly looking for.
Yeah.
But in website, it's good for guidance that you don't lose, because sometimes too much information you lost. You don't know where you are. You don't know how good the foundation you are, and where's next step, what are you looking for. So 2 big different things. So that's 2 ways. So see which one is suitable for you.
Yeah. And I can't recommend it.
Welcome everyone join me and check them out.
Yeah, I can't recommend the website enough. It's an excellent platform. And as you know, I'm never out of the forum. But well, it was a great honor and a pleasure to speak with you today, Shifu.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure.
And we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, I will see you in the training.
Yeah, I'll be back in training.
Good. I will see you very soon.
See you soon.
Running for next class. You take care of yourself, yeah, Emmett?
Yeah, thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah.